I'm about to take you through a list of 8 of the most attractive muscles, show you why they're attractive in the first place, and show you how you can optimize your physique to achieve excellence in these muscle groups. So starting off, we are going to be hitting it off with number 1. It is biceps, okay? Everybody can agree that biceps are a super attractive muscle. Every girl loves big biceps. You've probably seen it on the internet, on TikTok, Instagram Reels. Girls are posting videos of them and their boyfriends and they're biting their boyfriend's biceps, okay? That is because biceps are literally a sign and they signal strength and being in shape, okay? If you have big biceps and big arms in general, you are more than likely a strong, capable man. And it is incredibly important, and they are so attractive as well because they are visible anywhere. Anytime you're in a shirt, at school, on a date, in social settings, down the street, you can see your biceps. They are visible, okay? So how do we actually get them? How can we optimize our biceps? Well, a lot of guys have problems with this, but I have found the solution which I was able to implement, which allowed me to build bigger biceps for myself. And the key was to focus on both heavier and lighter sets of bicep exercises in the gym. But specifically, there are 3 exercises that I would recommend for you, and they are: number 1, heavy weighted pull-ups; number 2, heavy barbell bicep curls; and number 3, a lighter but still intense single arm cable curl. And if you can just do these 3 exercises inside of the gym, I guarantee you your biceps and your arms will grow, and you will get that wide, bulky look with the big bicep peak, which we know is so attractive, okay? Next, we're jumping into neck. Neck is a very, very underrated muscle group, but it holds so much attractiveness, okay? And the reason for this is, I just want you to look at these 2 pictures. If you saw these 2 guys down the street, who would you deem as more attractive and more strong? Well, you'd probably say it's the guy on the right with the bigger neck, okay? And that's because the neck is one of the key androgen muscle zones. And basically androgens result or relate to how masculine somebody is. The androgen zones include the upper chest, the shoulders, and the neck region. So if you have a big neck, it signals that you have high androgen density and sensitivity, which therefore means you are more masculine and you have higher indicators of masculinity. That is attractive to women, okay? Having a great strong neck is also indicative of good posture and crucial for facial development. If your neck is like really skinny and really weak and you have nerd neck, forward neck posture, then you're not going to have optimal facial development, again, contributing to attractiveness. And we just get the perceived strength increase as well if you have a thicker neck. It just signals that but most of the rest of your body is probably strong as well, okay? So how do we get it? How do we optimize our neck and grow it? Well, we don't want to go too extreme here because we don't want to be looking like the fucking Hulk or like we can't even fucking move our head, right? But most back exercises in the gym will target this naturally, okay? But what we can do is we can lay on the end of a bed and do neck curls, which is basically when we rest our head and we lean it all the way back and we bring it like this, but imagine laying on the end of the bed. If you do this a few days per week, it will help, and it can help correct any asymmetries you have in your posture as well. Number 3, we are moving on to forearms. Forearms are incredibly important, but not because of their size. It's not about the forearm size, but it's rather the vascularity that is seen as attractive, and that's why they are an attractive muscle. You can see here, my forearm veins are popping, and whenever I get a bicep pump, they stand out as well. Now, this is largely genetic. Some guys will have more veiny forearms than other guys, but we can all agree that having vascular forearms is attractive. And the reason that is it signals health markers and the ability to be strong and dominant. If you have lots of forearm veins, chances are it means you have lots of force production. And if you're a woman, you want to know that you can be taken care of. You want to know that you, to be honest, can be dominated, okay? So how do we optimize them? Well, the way I found out helped my forearms get more vascular and grow as well by not utilizing lifting straps as much in the gym. Too many guys are trying to cheat through back exercises by, addressing the weakest link, which is the forearms. But at some point, you still have to train your forearms and get good grip strength. It is a sign of strength overall. So don't use lifting straps in the gym, and you would want to focus on heavy pulling movements such as deadlifts and weighted pull-ups. These are the 2 most optimal things that I did, which were able to get me more vascularity, as well as bicep curls. And as well, you can also optimize your blood flow through nitric oxide increase, which promotes vasodilation. What vasodilation is a relaxation and the opening of the blood vessels, allowing more blood to be pumped to the muscle properly, okay? We can do this through diet, through maintaining cardio fitness, and through just living a good lifestyle, okay? Next, we can jump into number 4, which is the lats. These are the big muscle on the backside of our body that span and act as a wing, okay? And you can see here, when you develop them, they become the V-taper. They give your body that upside down triangle look, which I talk about in all my videos, which of course is contributing to the female gaze physique. A well-developed back is a key indicator of power and strength, and lats help you look wider and have a broader frame. This makes you attractive. They give you that coveted 1.6x golden shoulder to waist ratio, which is biologically magnetic. Women want to be protected, and guys will deem you as powerful and more respectable if you have a wide V-taper frame, simply because you take more space and because you look more dominating and imposing, okay? So how do we optimize for the lats? Well, we make building our lats the focus of our back day. Take them through a full range of motion when we're doing our lifts, okay? Now, the exercise that helped me the most was heavy weighted pull-ups, okay? There's a number 1 exercise that will build your V-taper frame, build your lats, and give you this aesthetic, attractive physique, okay? I would do 2 sets of very heavy weight, 4 to 8 reps to failure. That is what helped me the most. Next, we have the glutes. Now, you may be thinking, why the fuck the glutes? Well, the posterior chain development signals thrusting power and the ability to be dominant and athletic, okay? Having big glutes means you are more likely to have good glute drive and hip thrust ability, and that is attractive, okay? It also helps maintain good posture. Everything, your pelvis and your hips are gonna be leveled out if you have good glute strength and mobility, and therefore you're gonna be able to maintain good posture, mobility, and present yourself well in an attractive way, because it's not all about muscles, it's also about how you present yourself, okay? So how do we optimize them? We stop skipping legs and we focus on athletic moves and heavy lower rep leg exercises. Exercises such as heavy barbell back squats, Romanian deadlifts, hip thrusts, and sprinting can also help us develop our glutes because there is so much hip extension movement, and when we're running, we're getting constant reps over and over again. Now, if you're wondering why the fuck glutes matter and why I'm telling you that they are attractive, this is because this list of exercises and muscles is based on building the female gaze physique, which is a physique that is attractive to girls. And if we're being honest, we want it to be attractive to girls when we started the gym. And if you're looking for a specific blueprint on how you can build this efficiently, effectively, and get real dating results and social success in the real world, check the link in the description, because so many guys are simply just building the wrong physique and they don't understand aesthetics and attraction at all. Moving on, we have muscle number 6, and that is the side deltoid, okay? Why is this attractive? Again, it is another highly concentrated androgen zone, which is going to increase our perceived masculinity. As well, building our side delts, the side portion of our shoulder, also increases how wide we're going to look inside of our clothing, which is going to mean a wider presence and therefore more dominating, therefore more attractive. How do we optimize them? Side delts are trained by moving the arm sideways away from the body, also called humeral abduction, okay? So what we want to do is we want to combine a mix of heavy and lighter sets inside the gym to build this muscle with this same movement. The exercises that I would follow are the heavy seated lateral raise on a machine or with dumbbells, and we follow it up with a single arm cable raise at a more low intensity with a higher rep focus, okay? And that is going to help you develop that coveted aesthetic shoulder cap, which many guys don't have, especially if you're naturally. And it also will contribute to building that V-taper physique, which I often talk about as being so attractive, okay? Next, we're going to jump into upper chest. Now, upper chest makes a huge difference, and as we can see here in these two images, if you have a non-developed upper chest, your chest can still be big, but it will look saggy. Whereas if you have this upper portion well developed, a bigger chest simply adds a shelf effect and it prevents that saggy look. And from the side, it's going to add more dimension, more growth this way, which adds to the mass size and the effect of your physique and how attractive and how much your frame is visible, okay? So how do we actually optimize for the upper chest? A lot of guys do too many horizontal presses where they're flat, doing just flat bench press. What we want to do instead is focus on more vertical bias pushing movements. So start doing more of an incline pressing and overhead pressing, okay? Mix up heavy and light sets to actually build the muscle properly and feel the contraction. So many guys have trouble feeling this, me included, okay? Avoid excessive arching that can put you into an unfavorable angle and target more of the lower chest as well. A lot of the times we are told to retract our scapula and our shoulders when we're bench pressing, but what this actually does is it can put us into a worse angle and a more flat angle, because if you imagine, if you have an incline like this and you're doing a giga fucking arch, then your chest angle is basically flat now, and you're not even going to be targeting the upper chest as well as you want to. So that's why if you have the chair like this, or you make it straighter and still arch, you will compensate and you will balance things out and achieve the correct incline. Now, the two favorite exercises I have for this, for achieving upper chest growth: incline dumbbell press and a heavy barbell overhead press. And finally, we have the coveted abs, the six-pack, the rectus abdominis, okay? No physique is truly aesthetic or attractive without a six-pack. And that is because attractiveness is based on what people enjoy. And a key trait of every attractive physique that's seen on TVs and movies and romantic fantasies, aka physiques that people enjoy, they have abs. They have a lean, developed six-pack. So we need to get a developed, visible six-pack. How do we actually get it, okay? We need to get to a low body fat percentage through calorie deficit and cardio maxing. And we need to train the six-pack abs through spinal flexion. Although abs are made in the kitchen, you still need to bring them out by developing them just like any other muscle. So the exercises I would attribute to doing this are the hanging leg raises and crunches, and also making sure you're focusing on lots of compound movements in your workout routine, because they are going to aid in the contraction and the development of them overall when you're stabilizing your spine, doing things like squats and deadlifts, okay? So there we have it. They are the key 8 attractive muscles, and if you can build these up more than all the other muscles in your body, then I guarantee you will build what is called the female gaze physique, and you'll be optimizing for what females find attractive. Once again, if you want help building this female gaze physique for yourself and actually achieving results in the real world, then check the link in the description. YouTube is recommending this video for you to watch. Remember, the progress is purpose, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.